why you're here. I'm very, very excited for it. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Fett, radio presenter and TV presenter right here in the UAE. And I'm going to be hosting all of the sessions all through the day. So I hope to see you for some of our sessions happening later on. We've got a Harry Potter quiz coming up, which is going to be happening right before we bring the Weasley twins on. But for right now, we have the biggest event that is happening. The full celebrity panel is about to start. Who are you most excited about? Is it Monkey D. Luffy? Is it Sanji? Who's here for Boba Fett? Any Sylvie fans in the house? Can we hear some love for Moon Knight? Amazing. Well, they are all going to be on this stage, but to moderate, who's going to make this whole thing come alive? Please, a huge round of applause for Virgin Radio's media personality, it's Brett Black!
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, one more time for Ferris. He's working all day for you. Working hard. Okay, I literally have a 40-minute countdown. At the end of the 30 minutes, we're going to go to you for a Q&A. Is that cool? You got your questions? Are you ready? This is the highlight. To me, this is the highlight of the Middle Eastern Film Comic-Con. Please make some noise for all of your celebrities. Let me begin. Are you a fan of Loki? She is Sylvie from Loki. Sophia Di Martino! Welcome. I don't think there are assigned seats, so you can take whatever seat you want. Star Wars fans! Any Star Wars fans in here? You know him as Boba Fett and all the Fetts. Temuera Morrison! Legend, welcome to the stage. Temuera, right here. He dances too. He dances. I want more of that. Can we get more of that? Yes. One Piece fans, where are my One Piece fans at? Here's Sanji, tell Skylar! Welcome to the stage. Yes. How about Monkey D. Luffy? Inaki, Godoy! They can't see you. Get up here. There you go. Last but not least, legendary actor. You know him from Moon Knight. You know him from Star Wars. Oscar Isaac! Welcome, sir. Welcome. One more time for all of your celebrity panel. Give them some Abu Dhabi love. All right, welcome. You'll find a microphone somewhere on your person if you want to grab that and say hi to everybody.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Even the testing 1, 2, 3 test, you get woo. Give that Habibi. All right, welcome. This is a hard thing because we all have so many questions. It's only like 30 minutes that we can kind of chat, so let's get right into it. I want to save some time for you guys because, and I'm doing you guys a favor too. Real quick, I want to go down the line. I just want to ask, what is like the #1 question that keeps coming back to you? Kind of a service for you guys so we can answer that #1 question and move on. Sophia, let me start with you. Like the #1 question people typically ask you when they meet you for the first time.
It's usually, what's it like working with Tom Hiddleston?
So, I guess, what's it like working with Tom Hiddleston?
I feel like you all know what I'm going to say, but it's great. He's wonderful. He's full of energy. He reminds me of you sometimes.
Of Inaki.
He's got so much energy.
Hiddleston myself.
Can we turn up Inyaki's microphone real quick?
He's always full of energy.
You're fine, no,
very
not you.
positive.
They'll take care of it. They'll turn you up.
Hi. Oh, you can hear me now?
Can you hear him?
Yes. Nice. I was saying that I do have a little bit of Tom Hiddleston in me, for sure.
They have this bouncy, like poppy-like energy, which is just adorable, isn't it? And but I'm always on like my third coffee and trying to keep up.
Is that the
Someone
secret?
get me more caffeine.
The secret, Inaki, what is your secret to your bubbliness? What is like the secret to keeping up your energy?
Man, you just gotta drink that orange juice. You know what I mean? It's all about the orange juice, and it's all about the tacos with the salsa, the hot salsa. Am I right, Oscar?
You're right, man.
It's all about that. That's the
Get that
energetic
juice.
diet.
Temuera, can I ask you, what's the number one question that comes back to you when somebody meets you for the first time?
It's not so much a question. I think there's a couple of things they normally say. They go, man, you're a big part of my upbringing, because I voiced over a lot of the early Star Wars games, Republic Commando thing. But I think the biggest question is there going to be a book of Boba Fett 2?
So is there going to be a book of Boba
I
Fett?
don't know. I'm not
Do you believe him? Do you believe he doesn't know?
Me and Ming Na are hoping they're going to do
Do you
a
want
Boba Fett 2.
book 2? Boba Fett book 2?
Hey! Well, that's a good start. Can you all write to Disney and send them a something?
Do they still take letters? Do they still take letters at
Fax?
Disney?
Letters?
Fax. Send them the
Yeah,
fax.
yeah.
Mickey
But,
Mouse is waiting for your fax, please.
It's lovely to be here. Thank you. I've never been to this part of the world, so much respect and much love to everybody. Kia ora from the Kiwi from New Zealand.
Oh my gosh. Anybody from New Zealand? Anybody from New Zealand here? Hey, Kiwis in the house.
New Zealand.
Hey, there's at least one.
Yeah, just a little country right down the bottom of the earth.
It's beautiful. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
Oh, very blessed. Very
Yeah,
blessed.
and I hear you're like a hero there. You're like I mean, you wouldn't say this yourself.
No, not
Everybody
really.
says.
The All Blacks are their heroes. You know, their rugby team.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yes.
And the Swans, right? Is it the Swans? Are they from New Zealand?
No, that's that other place.
That other place. We don't talk about Australia. Sorry.
Yes.
Chaz, what is like the number one question that keeps coming back to you?
You know what? I've been blanking this whole time trying to think which one it is. But I guess like one that comes to mind is people.
Taz, why are you so handsome?
Yeah, Chaz, why are you so handsome?
No, Taz.
Only Kiki
And why
asks me
What is your
that.
beauty secret, Taz?
And why do you wear a hat and cover up most of the handsomeness? Please.
Why are you
They're
man
saying
putting me
take
on
it
the
off.
spot right now and making me blush in front of hundreds of people? Why do I wear a hat? I wear a hat because I'm very shy.
That wasn't a real question.
Take it off? You want me to take off the hat?
Should he take off the hats? Why would you hide that? Please.
It's just a tunnel vision thing. It's funny, you know the inside of a cap when it kind of goes round and there's like a tunnel effect to it? It makes me just be able to focus on what's in front of me as opposed to distract myself with maybe something I don't need to distract myself with. It's a very functional reason to kind of wear it. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I've had this cap for like 10 years. It is falling to pieces and I don't let go of it.
It's vintage. It's vintage.
It's vintage, bro, and it says Tokyo, you know. There's some sort of prophecy in there.
All right, I'm guessing you're never going to answer this question. so take off your shirt now. I'm kidding.
No.
Inaki Godoy. Inaki. The question that now everybody
Yes,
is
sir.
asking you is...
The question that everyone asks me?
First, when they first meet you...
Well, they say, Inaki.
Why are you so handsome, Inaki?
And I answer, I don't know, I just am. No, but really, I think a lot of people ask me about meeting Oda Sensei. And if you want to know, Oda Sensei is the coolest guy on earth. He is so cool, and he's the kindest, most lovable man. He has so much energy. He loves to eat meat. He is very much like Luffy, and he's super confident, and we're best friends with him, and we love him.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
He also drew a tattoo for us, which Kiki still has to get.
Yeah.
So can we cheer to get him to get it?
We'll see when I get it. It could be soon, it could be later. We'll find out. But
That is a
yes.
tease. That is a tease. Thank you. Oscar Isaac. How
Guys, I'm so happy to be here. So happy to be here with you all. I've been wanting to visit here. I've done 2 films that have shot in Abu Dhabi, and my section, I never got to come. So this is the first time I'm here, so I'm so excited to be here with you all. I live in New York, and everybody's kind of too cool for school over there and very busy. And so I think the thing that happens the most to me is I've been around for a while, so I've been in a lot of different stuff, and they'll be like, "Hey, what have you been in? Like, what do I know you from?" Which is the worst question, because I'm like, I don't know what you're into, man. I don't know. So I'll usually be like, Star Wars, and they'll be like, nah, what else? And I gotta go through my whole list of things to try to find the movie that maybe they know me from. So that's an often question I get. But lately, it's really been, is there gonna be a Moon Knight season 2?
So, is there going to be a Moon Knight season 2?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay. When you do the facts about Boba Fett, just add on, oh, and also Moon Knight. Ask Disney about that as well. Well, thank you so much. All right, now that you know the first question, now we can get on to the second question. I'm going to stick with you, Oscar, if I can. Moon Knight is incredible. I don't know, how many of you have seen Moon Knight? Yeah! Dude, nice. Your performance, I feel like you were doing like 3 or 4 different people in the same guy. And when that happened, my girlfriend at the time, now she's my wife, we looked at each other and we were like, this guy's incredible.
You're saying I brought you guys together?
Sometimes
You're welcome.
Sometimes it's pillow talk, you know? We're like, I was just thinking about Oscar today. But that role, were you familiar with Moon Knight, when you started? I don't know if the script came to you or if the offer, did you have anything? Because it's not one of those really well-established comic book heroes. It's not a Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. It's something that you could kind of make your own. Was that part of the challenge, or was it a benefit because nobody really knew? Not many people knew, unless you're an avid comic book fan, right?
I had never heard of it. I had no idea who Moon Knight was. And so I was pretty reticent about it when it first came my way, and I wasn't sure. And then I spoke to Mohammed Diab, who was the incredible director of the whole series. And his approach, I watched his films, which just blew me away. Just so much power as a filmmaker and authenticity, and that he really wanted to really focus on Cairo being a character in the film and to represent it in a very authentic way. That excited me a lot. And then the fact that it was such an unknown character, such a strange character, and a real opportunity. At this point, what I look for in something, sometimes is it the character, or is it the story, or is it the director? And really, is there space to do something in it? Is there space to create something, to really bring, all of my creativity or inspiration to something and make something that's interesting to me? And so with this, with the conversations we started having, there was a real opportunity to actually use these incredible archetypes, right? These myths, these modern myths that we have to talk about something very real, which is mental health, which is the idea of somebody that is fractured and has to find a way to live through it and to heal. And so that was our big focus, and it also allowed to really stretch myself as an actor and play all these different characters.
Were those all your choices? Because you went to the wall. I felt like he's gonna explode in some of these scenes. You see that mental health thing in the flesh, and you took it, and I even said, I'm like, this guy needs an Emmy Award for this. It was so good. It was one of the best performances ever in any kind of superhero performance. And
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's for me. That's one of that's been so rewarding. Is a lot of people that come to me and talk to me about them feeling seen, that have dealt with a lot of trauma in their life, and have not been sure how to deal with it, and maybe not to the extent that they get this dissociative disorder, but certainly they can relate to a lot of that a challenging past and living through that. And so the fact that we spent so much time really trying to understand that and show that in an honest way felt so good to me.
Well, it was an incredible performance.
Thank you.
Do we love Moon Knight? We want more Moon Knight. Let me stay in the Marvel universe again as Sylvie, and I think all of you have had some pretty incredible martial arts training at this point, right? You all look like you could just kick some butt. So, Sophia, can you kick some butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I can, you know what, I can make it look like I'm kicking some butt. But in reality, it probably just looks really silly. you
It
know,
doesn't,
when
it does
you're
not.
doing, well, when you're fighting for camera, it's quite different to fighting not for camera. So everything's really big and exaggerated. So when you're punching someone, it's not like boxing, like kind of close. Everything's really wide and big, and they position the camera so it's believable. But yeah, I think if I did it now, you'd be like, that looks ridiculous, which is why I'm not going to do it. But I'm quite good at kicking.
In your personal life, do you think, it may have helped you a little bit of self-defense or just good exercise?
It's good exercise, and I think it's made me feel more confident about being strong, and because I'm kind of petite and a bit scrawny, and it got me stronger, and I've really enjoyed doing the boxing training, so I've actually carried that on. So I still box. So I am physically stronger, and that makes you feel confident, especially as a woman, because I know I can like box someone if I needed to.
And for an extra 50 dirhams during the meet and greet, she will punch you. Okay.
Right? Hey, get paid to punch people. Nothing wrong with that, right? I saw this, and I don't know if this is true, but I think I saw this in another interview. Are you actually, because you're a writer as well, are you helping write the next Avengers film? Is that true, or is that something you talk about? I did see something like that, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. No? She can't say it. It was in a podcast.
I just lost the ability to talk.
Yeah.
I don't know where they've got that from.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. I saw somebody talk about it in the podcast. Not right? I can hear Mickey Mouse in my ear right now. Just shut up.
Like,
and
stop
move on.
asking her, stop it!
Temuera, I have to ask you, because Boba Fett was such a legendary character before you took on that role. He didn't have much of a personality. It was more of a physical manifestation of this character, who is probably up there with the most popular characters in the Star Wars universe, right? Was there any apprehension, or you were just like, all in, I want to do this role? Did you want to do it from the beginning? How did that happen for you?
I was just blessed that I played Jango Fett back in the year 2000 in Attack of the Clones. So some very bright person must have said, look, Boba Fett's got to look like Jango Fett, being the clone son. So I was fortunate. I still had my good looks and went from there. But of course, we didn't see too much of Boba Fett back in those early sagas. He was kind of a mysterious, quiet, unassuming character. So it was a great opportunity to work with John Favreau, Dave Filoni, and explore the past in Boba Fett. He was thrown into the Sarlacc pit for eons in ages, so it was great to get him out, discover the Tuscan history and how that family brought him in to the Tuscan culture, and just a wonderful opportunity. It was getting a little hot there in the sands of Tatooine, and especially in that outfit, the armor. So yeah, you have to be a little bit physical and get yourself a little bit physically prepared for that kind of stuff, and a lot of this stuff. And dealing with the helmet, when you start breathing and thinking everything fogs up.
Can't
so
you see anything?
You can't see nothing, you can't hear anything, so many a time you're standing there looking like the idiot, and someone's yelling out, action! Action! And I'm standing there going, I wonder if they've said action yet. Yeah, I better do something here, But,
they make a fog spray that you can spray inside. Maybe get the tech guys on that.
But I think we should have a new category in the Oscars and the Golden Globes for Best Actor with a helmet on his head.
I just really want to ask, did you practice that in the mirror, that motion? Did you by yourself?
No. I sort of just, we go by feel. Just, take two, let's do that again.
Taz and Inaki, there was a story that I saw. You guys, yeah? Is this true? I think this is the water. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, every time you guys woo, my heart melts. Thank you guys so much.
I think you just melted a few hearts as well. I think this may have been the water tank scene. I've seen this story talked about a couple of times. Inaki, you were in a water tank for a scene. You were very cold. You were in that tank for a long time.
Oh my God.
I want you to tell this because I don't want to say how it went down. Could you tell the story from both of your perspectives?
All right, my friends.
First of all, cold is an understatement. That was freezing, bro.
So, story time with Uncle Inaki. Okay, so, we were in South Africa, 2022, filming One Piece Season 1. So, in the show, at some point, Luffy goes in the water, okay? So, we had to shoot a scene in the water, and the water was not exactly hot. It was pretty freezing. So I'm in this massive pool in South Africa that is just freezing water, and I'm really, really sad because the water's not nice. But you know what happens next? You wanna know what happens next?
Yes!
Yeah? Well, my friend Tass saw me in pain in the freezing water, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump in the water with my friend. He didn't have to. He didn't have to jump in the water. It was not his take. But he jumped anyways, because we are nakamas, and we support each other. But you know what the best part is? Then it was Tass's turn to be in the water. I was outside of the pool now. Tass is in the water.
He was in a hot tub.
I was in a hot tub, and I was like, nah, Tass, I'm not going inside with you, fella. But I love you anyways. That's friendship, my friends.
When I jumped in, there was this real moment between Inaki and I where he was, you know, he was naturally shivering as anyone would be, and as I was about to be. And he sort of looked up as I was getting in, and we were like, we're finishing this today. And he was like, yeah. And I got in, and then we rocked it out together. And then when it was my turn, and I'd gotten out since, and I was about to dive in from like another angle, and I looked up, and there was no one there. And I said, where's Inaki? Not that I was expecting him to get in the water, because it was cold. He was wearing a wetsuit. I was wearing nothing. And they're like, no, he's in the hot tub. And I look over, and Yaki's like, you got this, bro.
Man, what a day that was,
It was fun. It was a memorable
we
day.
have some good One Piece memories for sure. Yes.
You guys will always remember that time you had a bath together on set, right?
Oh, we were in the hot tub afterwards together for sure.
Well, that's weird. Why'd you woo that?
Yeah. So uncomfortable moments on set. It was nice to have a friend, nice to have somebody there with you that could kind of help you go through the pain. Oscar, X-Men Apocalypse. You had nobody to go through the pain with you. This is Apocalypse right here, right? So I know the suit, everything. I mean, it didn't look fun for you. Was it fun?
No. It was the opposite of fun. I mean, just hearing Temuera talk about the fogging up and not being able to hear anything, I mean, that was a really intense challenge, and one that I hadn't anticipated. Because, you know, it's Apocalypse, so I thought, you know, it's early days of CG, I guess, but still, I thought there would be some help. But no, you know, he wanted to do it completely practical, which was exciting, and the designs looked cool, but it was, you know, it was 6 or 7 hours in the chair every morning.
It's wild. First of all, you get up at an ungodly hour, right?
Yeah.
You're already not like thinking straight. And then what? They just start slapping prosthetics on you.
Yeah, there was a lot of different pieces, and it was a whole like a plastic helmet that went around my head underneath the prosthetic that they would drill in the it's like these tube tentacle things, and then just plastered everything in glue. Then I would sit in a cooling tent in between takes. And I couldn't really move too much, so I couldn't really talk to anybody, because I also was excited to do the movie, because it's like, oh, these great actors, Michael Fassbender, and James McAvoy, and Jennifer Lawrence, all these, you know, great actors that I get to hang out with. But it turned out I had no idea who would be talking to me, because I couldn't even, you know, I really couldn't move at all. And then it would take about 3 hours to scrape it all off every day as well. So it was brutal, and to this day, you know, when someone says prosthetics, I'm like, I'm not sure that's for me anymore.
So with Moon Knight, there was not a lot, I don't know, were there a lot of practical effects for that? Because I couldn't tell, which is a credit to the show, credit to the special effects, credit to you, couldn't tell when it was you and when it wasn't you. Was there a lot of you in that? This is just me curious behind the scenes. Was there a lot of you in the actual Moon Knight
In the suit?
suit? Yeah.
I had a similar cooling thing underneath that as well, but it wasn't anywhere near what Apocalypse had been.
You learned some lessons.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I learned
you know
some
what? I've
lessons.
done this before.
Exactly.
You know where to put the zippers.
Yeah. And also the fact that I could be Mr. Knight as well, and he just had basically a regular three-piece suit and kind of going between the two. It was great. And then we did have some fantastic stunt guys that just killed it.
Temuera, I got a question for you, and this one's going back, and the answer could be no, but I'm fascinated by this. You were in a movie back in the 90s called The Island of Dr. Moreau, correct?
Yes, I was.
With Marlon Brando.
Brando, what an opportunity for me to work with Brando.
My question is, do you have a favorite Brando story? Do you get much time? I don't know. Who knows Marlon Brando, right? One of the greatest of all time in Hollywood.
But we all knew, we knew who Brando was, so we were so excited. He eventually turned up. He was a couple of weeks late, but he turned up, and I was blessed that he had a Tahitian. He'd spent a lot of time in Tahiti, so he knew about us as the Maori people. So, out of all the actors, there was Ron Perlman and all these other people. We're all kind of half human, half animal, and there was a couple of times there. Marlon would sort of improvise, and he'd always bring me into the scene because he found out I was a Maori from New Zealand. And after the end of the day, he kind of said, come back to my bus, we'll have a talk. So I got invited back to the bus, and all of a sudden it was raining outside, and he goes, oh, he ua, he's speaking in my language. And I got a fright. I was like, man, he speaks my lingo. This is incredible. So it was just a blessing, but just to watch him work, to see how relaxed he was. They'd say action, and Marlon would just be, have a drink. He loved playing with the props, loved playing with his hands. And there was just, and the way he just eased into this, when someone says action, you think you've got to do something, but you finally realize that you don't do anything. You just relax and ease your way into the scene. And I learned so much just watching him. And every day I say, man, there's the Godfather right at the table. So I made it a point just to be close to him, be nice to him, and I learned so much, how to relax. And then I heard him telling the director, cut that guy out of the movie and put this guy, Temuera Morrison, in more. So that was kind of a buzz to hear him say that. Yeah, what a wonderful man. God bless his soul too.
If you ever get a chance to check out The Island of Dr. Moreau,
Island of Dr. Moreau.
It is crazy. Val Kilmer.
He used to go, see my people, and you just have that ability to relaxing and then just ad lib, and then the director would say, Marlon, that doesn't make sense. Can you stick to the script, please? So he had some interesting techniques, and it was just great for me. It was just like, I guess it would be similar to an opera singer getting to sing with Pavarotti or somebody like that. So there I was, a young actor, and to work with one of the greats in the world in terms of what he brought to the theater, in terms of what he brought to the screen, was this beautiful, he had charisma, he had a beautiful look, and just his love of the people, his love of the indigenous people always came through. He put on a big party, and then charged it all to the production company, I heard later. But yeah, wonderful man, just a wonderful opportunity for me. So thank you for that question.
Hey, thank you for sharing. That's really cool.
Inaki and Taz. One Piece is like the biggest thing. I mean, I don't even know what it'd be like to flip on Netflix and suddenly see yourself looking at yourself. How has your life changed from the moment that started streaming on Netflix?
You guys want to know what we were doing exactly the moment that it dropped?
Tell us.
We were in a car because the strikes were happening. So we weren't allowed to promote it or do anything, and we had decided as a group, as a cast, to go to Japan together, because it felt like we had two options for the day of the release. We could either kind of all like hide in our houses and hope for the best. I was planning on maybe going to like a third world country somewhere and just kind of like being in a tent and then like checking my phone a week later, or we could like fly head first into the eye of the storm. And Japan felt like going head first into the eye of the storm. And so everybody was down for the idea. We went to Japan, and the minute that the show dropped, we were in a car, Inaki, Jacob and I, and we watched the show go up. We were in a taxi, We watched the show go up, and then each of us were watching a different streamer's reaction to the show coming out. And then at one point, the streamers were saying that they couldn't get onto the show anymore, like it had crashed. And so we started dancing in the taxi, dancing and singing to, "We broke it! We broke it!
We broke the servers,
We broke the
baby.
servers!"
We broke the servers.
And we were jumping up and down. The taxi guy was like telling us to calm down and sit down. We kept dancing, and then we were all going to watch the show together at McKenyu's house later on in the day.
McKenyu, the man.
I'm not sure if that even answers your question.
That's a pretty solid answer. I like it. Inaki, how's your life changed? Are you 19? 19.
Man, I'm 20 years old right
20.
now.
So
I'm
how's
20.
How's your life changed? Not a teenager anymore. You're a grown man. You stand, you stand
I'm
on business.
a grown man now. Big adult, big papa right here. Yeah, man, I mean, my life changed the moment I got the role, you know? I feel like it's very easy to feel nervous and anxious about a lot of things, but I mean, and every One Piece fan will agree with me, Luffy inspires people, and he has inspired my life to be better too. And since I started to play him, and since I started to watch One Piece because of the live action, man, I just have this very optimistic energy around me, you know? I feel very grateful that I get to be a part of this and that I get to play Luffy because it genuinely makes me want to be the best version of myself. And you know, yeah, like after the show dropped, some people now recognize me in the streets, which is really cool. And they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, are you Inaki Godoy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
That's not how he says it.
No, but yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's still the same. I'm still the same guy I was before the show dropped, and I'm still gonna be the same guy after, you know, I continue my career for many years. And yeah, I'm just happy that I get to do what I love.
Don't get to that.
And you know, that energy comes from you. It's not like you got the role and then you got all positive and stuff. They obviously saw something in you that was that spirit. And so this is your spirit coming through with Monkey D, right?
Yeah, I think they knew I love to eat, and they were like, "Yeah, that's the perfect guy to play Luffy."
Then they saw
yeah.
Chaz. They saw Chaz and they're like, "Yeah, he's handsome. All right."
I took my shirt off in the audition.
Is that true?
For a part of it, there was this part that we had to do we had to do these fights and we had to tape them. And I spent like 5 days working on these like little choreos. And I practiced for like 2 hours before putting it on tape. And my shirt had come off at some point like throughout that practice. And then I recorded it and I was like, damn. And I just sent it like that. So yeah, the tapes are somewhere.
I don't know how we've come back to you taking your shirt off twice in this celebrity panel, but I would like to, I know my questions are not nearly as good as yours, so we do have I think a microphone running around. Who's got the microphone? Raise your hand if you do. There's the microphone over here. Let's try to get as many as we can. I got about 10 minutes with these guys, so let's find someone, anyone you want. You control it, because I can't, you want to go right in, just dive in with a microphone. I love the pause. You gotta have the pause, yes. Let's make sure that microphone is on. And it is not. Yeah, there you go. Nope. Oh, hi.
Oh my God, Beppo!
What's
Hi.
your name?
How are you?
What's your name and what's your question?
My name is Diva. Okay, hi, Taz and Inaki.
Hi,
I have a
my
question
lovely.
for you guys. First of all, I want to ask what it was like to work with Matt Ons, because he's known in the fandom, and he's partly like part of us. So it's kind of really refreshing to see someone from the fandom hold on such a big project and work with artists and very good people. So I want to ask you, like, what was the experience to work with him as a mate? And now he's your friend, we know about it, but I want to know how it was professional for you guys to work with him. Thank you.
Matt is just like the biggest One Piece fan in the world. He knows everything about it, every single detail. Like, he knows all the lore, he knows all the theories, he's up to date with the manga, he's seen the anime, he's seen the movies, he knows it all. So I think us as actors, knowing that our leader, our showrunner, was a huge fan and he wouldn't let us fail, that was really, really nice.
And also, because he was such a fan, I think what was so reassuring to us and why we all trusted Matt so deeply is because I think so making. And Matt had a very strong opinion, which may and can be different from someone else's, but it is respectable nevertheless. And he knew everything with a degree of granularity that nobody else could. So anything that he wanted to achieve with the show, he could do so and justify with great ease upon anybody who questioned him about anything. And to us on a personal level, like Matt's just a really talented guy, not only as a creative, but on a human level, to have the ability to be so close to us as friends. Like, we'll call each other all the time. He'll invite us to stay over at his house when we go over to the US. But at the same time, if he comes and says something to us on set about something that he wants to achieve, we fully take him seriously and respect what he's saying to us as the person running the show. And that is a balance that I don't think many people have to the degree that he has. He is a great man, he is a great showrunner, and we are very blessed to have him.
He's a legend!
Yeah, let's clap on that.
Raise your hand if you have a question, especially if you have a question for Sophia, Temuera, Oscar. Up front here, we have some more, but I want to make sure everybody gets a chance. If you got a microphone, what's your name? I see you. Stand up, what's your name, and what's your question? Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Maria.
Hi, Maria.
I'm gonna ask Luke if I can join his group.
You want to ask Luffy if you can join his crew? Okay. You know it's not a real thing, right? It's a show. Can she join your crew? She's not even wearing a sombrero.
You wanna join the crew?
Yeah.
All right, but only if you say you will be the king of the pirates with me. All right?
Okay.
We're gonna say it at 3, okay? You gotta say it really loud. All right? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I'm getting.
So close.
You're gonna be king of the pirates. All right. You know what? I think you can join. You're pretty cool. So I say yeah. I say yes. Yay!
Thank you, Maria. Congratulations.
We'll be waiting for you.
Good luck on
ship.
your pirate adventures. Yes, coming up next, who do we have with the microphone? Stand up and say your name. I see you. Hi.
Hello,
What's your name?
Eileen,
Hi, Eileen. Who's your question for?
to Sophia.
Sophia.
I wanted to ask you, how do you feel making a show that became so famous?
She's like a redhead. She's a little short. I don't want to say she's short. She's just tall, disadvantaged. This is her.
I see you. Hi. Just ask me again, I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask you, how do you feel doing a show that became so famous?
Oh wow. I mean, just very grateful, and I always knew it was going to be a big thing because Loki is such a huge character, such a massively loved character, and the idea of Loki is ancient. So I knew that the show would be a big deal. I was always a little bit worried that people, I wanted people to like Sylvie because it's quite a tricky character. It's easy to hate her, right? So I guess I'm just happy that people like her and that I get to do what I love. Like you were saying, it's a pleasure and a privilege, and I'm just super grateful. I'm glad for the support. So yeah.
Thank you for that question.
I don't agree though. I don't think you were unlikable at all. You say it was easy to hate. I don't think that's true.
Is that true? Did anybody not like Sylvie?
You're a very sympathetic character.
Yeah, maybe. She's so angry and she just wants to like mess stuff up all the time. But maybe people like to watch that. I don't know. I think also because Loki and Sylvie really did not like each other when they first meet. I guess that was part of it too. I tried to inject as much humour as possible and tried to make her as human as possible too, with this kind of crazy journey that she's been on. So hopefully that came through. I'm glad that she's liked though, you know, she's a cool character.
And you got to work at McDonald's. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you do a lot of research for that part of your role?
I've been researching that for about 40 years.
What's your meal? What's your go-to?
I can't.
You can't.
I mean, a chicken nugget's good, isn't it? Everyone likes a nugget.
Can't go wrong with the nugs, right? Right. All right. Thank you. And thank you for the question. Who's next? There's a microphone somewhere. Stand up.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
This is a question for all of you guys.
What's your name?
My name is Yusuf.
What's up, Yusuf?
Did you guys take anything from the set that you were on, like Star Wars or One Piece?
Let's start with Oscar. What did you thieve?
I got the Podameron helmet. Yeah, I had to take that.
The actual helmet.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work?
One of them. You know,
Yeah, but you just say, hey, can I have this? Or
And then my kids immediately broke it. Yeah.
I'll still take it.
Children. Yeah.
How does that work? Do you say, hey guys, do you mind if I take this, or do you have to get permission?
I mean, well, I remember I took the script, and then they're like, we need it back, and I was like, yeah. And they're like, no, we need it back. And I'm like, sure. And then a week later, there was an email from a lawyer. Yeah, it's like, oh, right away, sir, right away. So yeah, no, I had to ask a lot of times for the helmet, and I got it legally.
I have a machete.
What do you have?
Machete.
You have a machete?
Yeah, and a time stick as well.
Wow, how do you get, did you have, again, are you wanted by Disney?
Probably, yeah.
Do they say, okay, you can have this role, but we're gonna have to have the helmet? No? The machete, please. Temuera, anything that you have from, no, nothing.
No, I didn't take anything. I just took the experience.
I like that.
That was good enough. We also, let me just pay respect. We lost a beautiful man recently called Carl Weathers, who I got to know very well during The Mandalorian director. So God bless your soul, Carl. No longer with us, so I just wanted to respect his work. And also our costume lady, Shana, recently passed away too. So, and she was responsible for all the robes and all the costuming in Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. So God bless you both, and I think of you both dearly, and I thank and respect you.
I love that you said that. That's amazing. Because a lot of times, you know, we know the faces, we don't know the people behind. And so it's an amazing thing. Real quick, we got 25 seconds for you two. What did you take from One Piece? Anything? See, they still have another season coming up. So they're like, I don't know if I want to talk about this.
I took the suit, I took the lighter, I took all the scripts. But it's a good idea to put them in at contractual stages. I never thought about that, but I might start being like, I'll do it if I can take another suit.
Inaki.
I took my wanted poster and yeah. And then I think I lost it. But it's fine, I can print another one. So, yay. Yeah, I cannot find it. Maybe it's somewhere hidden in my room. I mean, it's gotta be in my room. I haven't taken it outside. It's just my room's a mess. So it's gonna be hard to find. But it's gonna be somewhere there. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. My clock is at 0. Make some noise for your celebrity panel. Sophia Martino, Temuera Morrison, Skylar, Inaki Godoy, Oscar Isaac. You want to take it out? You want to say one more time? Abu Dhabi, your celebrity panel, the Middle East Family Topic Panel.